Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Another day, another build. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Any of you guys ever had to deal with this before? Dang it. Well, my wife does every day. The leaves are falling and it is a pain in the neck. But I have a very simple solution for this. So let me get everything together and we'll get started. Pretty much what we're going to need are two 3.5 inch 2x4 blocks, a box of 2.5 inch deck screws. You really don't need an entire box. One 2x4 long enough to reach from that pole to that pole. Sawzall blade, pry bar, hammer, drill or screw gun, drill with a drill bit, and a skill saw. All right, we're going to go ahead and set our 2x4 blocks at each end. Now we're going to measure from pole to pole, outside of the pole to the outside of our pole. We have 1/16 of 7/8. I'm going to go ahead and cut our 2x4 for that. All right, now hopefully this works out. We're going to slide our 2x4 into one end. Through, bring it back. Now we're going to make sure our 2x4 is even at both ends. Make sure it's pushed down to our 2x4 blocks. And we're going to go to the outside, pre-drill holes, and add a screw to each one of those pickets. Now you don't have to pre-drill a hole, but I highly recommend it, because if you don't pre-drill a hole in these old pickets, you run a really high risk of them splitting. Nobody wants to have to replace the picket, so it's easiest just to go ahead and pre-drill your hole. Only drill through the picket. After we pre-drill through our picket, we're going to go ahead and add a screw to each one of them. Now that we've pre-drilled all of our holes, we're going to go ahead and install all of our screws. I forgot to mention, you need to put 2 screws in each end into the poles. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and knock these blocks out through here. We're going to take our Sawzall and we're going to cut these pickets off right even at the bottom of our 2x4. Now that we've got them cut, and I forgot to tell you guys, angle it down just a little bit so you don't scar up the bottom of your 2x4. But now that we have them cut, we're going to take our hammer and our pry bar and pry all these blocks off here. I don't know if you guys could tell because I sped the video up, but pulling those pickets was a bear. When they built this deck, I didn't build this deck, I only redecked it. When they built this deck, they used ring shank gun nails, meaning these things do not want to come out. I'm probably going to go down through here and either break them off or I'll go get the big crowbar, but let me go ahead and clean that up and I'll get back to you guys. I probably should have left the center picket. This moves a little bit. Really come through here with a little sander and hit the edges of these, and this will clean up when I pressure wash. But other than that, I'm replacing this handrail here soon in the future. We're going to go ahead and do a built-in bench across here, but I wanted to go ahead and shoot this video because the leaves falling are a nightmare to try to get off the porch. But let me go ahead and show you that. that was so much easier to clean those leaves off of there. It took maybe an hour. I think the 2x4 was $9. The screws were $10, and I didn't even use half of them. Very little tools, a little bit of time. I understand some of your decks are going to be a little higher. It might take a little longer. You may try a skill saw to cut the pickets off rather than a Sawzall or a jigsaw. A lot of different ways you can do it. And if you're doing it off a step ladder, obviously it's going to take longer. But dang, guys, that was easy and simple. This was one of the things on my honey-do list. My wife has told me if you're going to be home working, you can at least do some of the things at home. I need to build a gate at the top of the stairs here and a gate at the bottom of the stairs. We had a handicap ramp for our Labrador, Macy, that passed away. She's actually back there if you see the cross a couple of weeks ago. Our dog Chanel had a stroke back in July, I think, during the 4th of July. So I had to block this off because she would come out of here and roll down the steps. So now she can come out of her dog door, come over here, and I opened up the rail right here, and we got our handicap ramp all the way down to the bottom. So probably one of my next projects is going to be building 2 gates for there. So keep watching. Thanks a lot. Catch you on the next one.